Hello, 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 hello. Hmm. So I have this vegetarian friendly lunch. It's not vegan because there's Alfredo, but watch me eat live on camera. Because why not? This is the rest of the mead. I was gonna call it a chit to chat and sit, how I used to talk, chat and walk. If it looks like I'm dressed for the element, it's because I might as well be. Um, so I just got off the phone with my journey buddy, lover, Eve. How aunts thou? I haven't watched the Scorpio reading yet. I watched the Pisces reading. Yeah. Anyway, I love it. So you like the stuck in the mud. I don't remember Dorothy, but I also know that like in the books, I think there are some things that aren't in the movies. But also I think so it's four below here. It's four below, feels like 25 below outside. So I have all my sinks dripping. I got the cabinets open so that the pipes don't freeze. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if anyone's left the building because I don't see like nothing shoveled and I don't see like footprints. So all the cars are still in their places, piled with snow. It's a winter wonderland. The white Christmas that we didn't get. How are you? That has made. Is it coming? It seems like it's going to be cold all this week. You know, now this could have came next week when I'll be in a warmer place. You've seen the noodles. Now come the vegetables. Yeah. Wait. Really? I couldn't remember if your trip was this month or next month. Oh, for work. Okay. Your trip is next month, right? Or is it the end of the month? I feel like you were leaving after I get back. Question mark, maybe? Question mark? Yeah, okay, it is next month. All right, that's what I was thinking. Utah, oof. They may be like cold. That was a really carroty tasting carrot. Just fine. I feel like I need to add more salt. So I was gonna talk a little bit more, but I figure that's rude. So if you want someone to eat lunch with, and if I'd love to sit next to you, feel free to watch this back and eat with me. However, let me stop. This bit, let me stop. Stop. Bleh. I'm over here talking with my mouth full. How rude. I mean, A panic purchase today may provide comfort for tomorrow. Because especially Utah, I feel like Utah is one of those places that gets a lot of snow. A lot. Could you see the carrot in my mouth? I'm so sorry. But like we're friends, you know what I mean? Not that I'm necessarily talking with. I mean, y'all, if y'all say me, I don't talk with like my mouth full, right? It's food. Chewing happens. Chewing is a natural body function. You shouldn't be embarrassed to chew. So anyway, I got off the phone with my journey buddy, had a lovely conversation. Was like able to talk a little bit about a little bit. I was able to talk about kind of sort of how I've been feeling lately in a way, which maybe I don't know if it's like a fear of mine. Mm. Interesting. Wow, those dots just connected. Oh no, this is pretty good. It's edible. And there's still like a nice crunch to the carrots. I don't think I'm a huge fan of like mushy carrots, so I gotta be able to crunch them a little bit. And give the food some texture. All right. I'm gonna give this a quick rinse, and I'll be right back. Enjoy my new AFK screen. There's nothing on it. I didn't get that far in the process. Okay, I have the scene. I just ate something relatively healthy, so I'm gonna enjoy this honey bun. Holly, how art thou? Oh, Holly, how's it going? And I got my water. Don't worry. What this new series? I get this off the table. So, at the beginning of this reading, we're going to clear a few things up. Does it really? I kind of thought or hope things would have calmed down a little bit. But also, maybe it's the Capricorn and the new moon in Capricorn that's really like, oop. Look at your 10th houses. Look at your segment of career. Look at, I'm like, no. Hopefully by next month. I mean, you're on vacation, so hopefully for sure. You get to go on your vacation, not worry about work, and then go back to work after your vacation and not burn through your good vacation vibe within like minutes. Y'all remember when I did this? That was a fun time. So I increased the fade. If you can tell, you can probably tell. It's almost like a full um, second now, 900 milliseconds. But because I have my camera set to like turn off when I'm not using it, it's just like blank. There's no, but if I do from here to here, like if I had another scene set up, like you'll be able to see the fade. I know I've been a little resistant. I've been a lot of resistant to doing some things with OBS. I haven't. I've relied on the most infinitesimally small piece of the techno wizardry of the Rob Kenobi, of the Sir Professor Noah Odinson of the North. But the other stuff, I'm like this is my AFK screen, right? Like I told y'all, this is my AFK screen. I titled it AFK. That's the scene, but the rest of the stuff I want to put, because I figure even this might be more appealing than this. So, but yeah, anyway, it's fine. There's just, so I feel like I've been talking about me a lot lately, which is fine. Get to know your reader. Let me stop. I need a drink. This one's for Matthew. I'm just playing. This is the second drink that I didn't get to drink that night that I would have drank. I would have drunk. And also for anyone else that, I encourage responsible consumption of substances. I'm feeling like the honey today. And I wanted to I had a thought to do a thing, but my journey buddy was like, hey, let me know when you're going live. And maybe something interesting that's happened with this new moon in Capricorn. Something interesting that's precipitated more so since the new moon in Capricorn is for me in my life. Wait, what are you talking about? I don't even remember what you're talking about. So it's fine. I feel like if I was really upset, I would remember. Trust me. He did. It was nice. He encouraged me to partake in the oracle juice and see where the spirits lead us. I want an oracle juice, a fire kiss, Wizard of Oz. I'm kidding. Excuse me. Yeah, it was nice to see him. He was here for a little bit. So I was talking to my journey buddy, right? As I've mentioned. World War comment? Wonder Woman? Wild Woman. The Wild Woman. Should I use them? Oh, we going for it. Holly said it. I'm curious. Let's see where she is. What's the Wild Woman up to? Ooh. I haven't used this deck in a minute. Speaking of Sir, oh girl, no, maybe not. Oh, that one. Yeah, no, that was fine. That's kind of sort of related to what I wanted to talk about today, actually. But yeah, no, that's fine. I was just like, in a way, not completely. It's just like I said, like I don't want to be, that was just, so I wasn't as, if I don't even remember how it came. I was just like, oh, Holly, don't do that. I was kind of joking, but I've been having some feelings lately, and yeah, I'll talk about it. It's just like it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I'll shuffle this a little bit. The heart of the sky and the jaguar, the wagwar. Excuse me. What was I talking about? My brain is all over. So I was talking to my journey buddy. She was like, "Let me know when you go live." I was like, "Oof, okay." Oh, the new moon Capricorn. I've been finding that there are some resistances, and maybe this is a part of that too. Um, that there are some resistances that I've been having to certain things that some things, well, I guess the things that I've been having resistance to, it's like I know where my resistance is, and I'll know why I'm being resistant. But since the new moon Capricorn, I have found some of those resistances that were voluntary, some voluntary, unnecessary resistances have somewhat seemingly vanished. And I'm like, oof. I was like, I'm kind of over this. I know I'm over it, but I don't want to put myself in, like, I don't want to be disappointed again. I don't want to get over it and then be disappointed because it's going to happen again. And then maybe okay. I was like, maybe, I've been seeing and reading a lot of Queen of Swords in reverse energy. And it's like, girl, get over it. And I'm like, I can't afford to be over it because what if it happens again? And if it happens again, then who's to blame but me? Fool me once on you, fool me twice, it won't happen. And I'm just like, over it. And I'm like, who is this? But we're looking for the wild woman. The rattle. Shake, rattle, and roll. Number 43, baby. I think that's 43. I'm not wearing my glasses. Let's see. Yeah, 43. Cool. And so I was talking to my journey buddy, and she was like, why don't you just like talk about it? Why don't you just like mention this the next time you go live? And I was like, you know what? I will. So I will. And I'm gonna, bide my time like I do sometimes. I was gonna say like I'm off to do, but before that, she also said she sent me a picture of her watching one of my lives, and she actually sent it to me too. It was the one that I said that I wanted to watch. It was titled "Realizing." I think the words that were capitalized was "realizing stability and uncertainty." It was the 2020, the 2023 wrap up, the pre 2024 video. The one I was like, I'm interested to see what came out in the video because this year is interesting. It's a bit intense. It's a bit wild. I feel like welcome back. I feel like it's what people said they wanted the truth out. Maybe we're getting into the Saturnian part of Aquarius energy. Simon's like, oh, don't forget who you justified in the chaos. And I'm like, oof. This is interesting because Uranus is so like almost chaotic and unpredictable, but also because Saturn is the traditional ruler, it has to like be for a reason, or it has to be for a purpose. It has to serve something greater or grander. It's not just chaotic and whatever for the sake of being chaotic and whatever. So maybe that's also a little bit of that devil energy without corruption. Maybe that's also a whole lot of that tower and all those scales of Anubis that have been popping up. Luckily there are no scales of Anubis in this deck, but bottom of the deck is the sorcerer, the rattle and the sorcerer. 43, 48. Let's see. I thought it might have almost been that one. Let's look. Where is she? Where is that wild woman? Okay, wild woman, where you at? We are approaching halfway through the deck. I think there are some cards in here that I forgot were like in here. We are well into the deck. There she is. Oof. The skills of Anubis? No. Not those, please. I don't even want to know what they are. Okay. The ability to judge the dead, to resurrect them, maybe. I don't know. What does Anubis do besides rule the underworld? Oof. Eve said, we're coming in with the Revelations vibes, where the dead shall walk the earth again. I mean, wouldn't it be high key wild? Wouldn't it be high key wild if, like, I think, like, my Bible is rusty, but I think in the book of Revelations, it's like the dead shall walk the earth again, and then, like, we'll be judged, right? Before Judgment Day. I think, like, the dead will walk there for 3 days or something like that, and then it'll be Judgment Day. But wouldn't it be wild if, like, all of the zombie apocalypse stuff was actually that? Like, zombies, like, that's when the dead walk the earth again. So your zombie apocalypse is actually Judgment Day. Wouldn't that be crazy with how zombies are, like, everywhere? It's like, oh yeah, that's Judgment Day, girl. Zombies, dead people walking the earth. Yeah. I'm like, oof, well, the real fun starts with those who are left behind. Y'all remember those movies? What was it? Megiddo, Left Behind. I remember watching those growing up. You don't want to be left behind, do you? And how, you know, it was some folk who thought that they wasn't going to be left behind, but they was. And it's like, ooh, well, you know. And you're like, why? Why am I still here? And it's like, you know, if you could talk to, you know, the judge and evaluator, they'd be like, you know why you're here. Or maybe you don't. Maybe it's a little bit of you. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's a little bit of a Dante's Inferno type situation. I've only played the game. I haven't read the books. Where he was like, whoa, why am I being judged in this way? Like, they told me that if I did this, it would guarantee my spot in heaven. And it's like, really? And, like, you believe that. Like, the God that you serve, the Bible that you've read, you really thought that this would get you into heaven. It's like, oh, so were you listening to this person? Or anyway, it's fine. You know, anyway, it's fine. It's fine. What, I don't even know what deck I have. I have the SKT, but that's not giving me. I need something like. Would this help me? We'll see. We'll see. Oop. I'm pulling all these cards and then I'll forget why I even pulled them. Anyway, that's not the reason why we're here today. I mean, honestly, it's a chat and sit, so it can be anything. I'm not gonna title it that. First, it was a chat and eat. Now it's a chit. Now it's cheating, chat and reading. I'm kidding. Okay, we'll give this 3 shuffles. Ooh, the noises have begun. Let's get 3 cards for the skills of Anubis. What are the skills of Anubis? I did see Ophrah go at the cut. We're using the look from. Ooh, the first card. Okay, that kind of makes sense. The second skill of Anubis. If you have a copy of Lafruma or know the runes, maybe you can pull as well or guess what the skills of Anubis may be. Okay. I need my glasses for this. Where are my glasses? They should be nearby. Oh, they're right there. Okay, great. Make sure the deck is upright. Oh, am I pulling this? Yep, because I looked at the bottom of the deck and the energies are close enough. It makes sense. All right, the last, third, final skill of Anubis, of which there are probably more than 3, but that also makes sense. Oh, now this is interesting. And I'm going to set these here. Let's keep talking, and then I'll just put a whole bunch of cards on the table to the point where I forget about why I even pulled them, and then I'll be like, it's fine, it's okay, we don't even have to read this. So I need more alcohol for this conversation. I'm just playing. Journey Buddy, if you're watching this, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Let's read these cards, shall we? This is actually interesting. So the rattle came out, right? So we're going to the Wild Woman. When I was like, what was WW? I don't even remember. The rattle came out, number 43. Now we have 62. Is that 22? 22, 62, 47. With 12 before and 45 after. There was a 48. 48 was like the first card, right? Yeah, 48, the Sorcerer. 48 came out in the Lafruma. So the Wild Woman is in between the Smoky Mirror and the Ghost Dance. Both very like foggy, almost misty energies. In between the Smoky Mirror and the Ghost Dance. Now, before the Smoky Mirror is the Coyote. The ones that were out in the now foggy fields. And then after the Ghost Dance is the Seer. We have the Seer and the Coyote. Now, if I look at them, like the way that they're laying on the table, I can't, I mean, I guess I could grab the camera, but I'm not. And the Seer is like, the Seer sees the Coyote through closed eyes. So I guess it's like this on the table. That's what they look like. And, you know, Coyote can be a bit trickstery. Because of trickstery, it gives me a little Kitsune, fox illusion. Coyote is like really cunning, though. I feel like a good medicine for Coyote, it's almost like an awareness, a self-awareness, an awareness of Coyote, and a presence in the circumstance that Coyote puts you in, right? Now, it's only like partial medicine because I don't know if there's like a full medicine for Coyote energy besides like knowing what and why the Coyote is there. Then it's like, you know, but like, because Raven's Tales, I've watched a few episodes and I watched the one with the Coyote and the Raven. And Coyote looked more like Wile E. Coyote and less like, you know, the coyotes that are like we see. But it's like Coyote, there was some place where like everybody knew who Coyote was. And so Coyote like wanted to change its appearance so that, it can do coyote things before people learn, like, oh, that's coyote now. And so it kind of had a trickster off with Raven. And Raven was like, you can't even fly, you can't even do this. So under the guise of trying to teach Coyote how to fly and putting Coyote in these ridiculous situations and like very dangerous, ridiculous situations, Coyote like went along with it. And Raven thought that it was pulling one over on Coyote. Like, haha, like, look at all this silly, ridiculous, dangerous stuff that you're doing. Hoo-hoo, I'm so much better than you. But by the end of it, Coyote, in a very like Looney Tunes way, his appearance changed. Like he flattened out, his nose got shorter, his tail got longer. He took the new form, which is what he wanted from Raven. So that's why I was like, the medicine may be like an awareness of self, an awareness of Coyote, an awareness of the circumstances. And Coyote can also play honestly to like the divine, to the machinations of the divine. And how sometimes we're put in situations and scenarios and situations and scenarios, circumstances, that's the third word, where we may think that things are like one thing is happening, or we may think that things are going in one way, but they may actually, like when you get into it, you find out it's something completely different. Now, if it is to teach you something, there's something that you'll learn by going through it, and it's not what you thought you were necessarily, it's not what you thought you were necessarily going to get. Now, I don't know if seeing the Coyote necessarily is an automatic escape out of the situation. Now it's making me think of the trap box. There was a magic box in a show, Legends, Vampire Diaries, Legacies. And the box was designed to help you work through something mental, emotional, psychological. And so you get in the box and it drops you in the middle of a story. And you forget who you are, you forget your life. All you know is that you are this character that you're playing in this scenario. And you're going through the scenario. And when you find a thing that you need, like a word will appear. And when you say the word, your memories come back, you escape the puzzle box, and you now know what it is that you went in there for. So it's like, let's say that there was a truth about you that you used to live, but throughout life you forgot, and you were feeling particularly lost, like something was missing. And so the box puts you in a situation, in a scenario that, again, like it's almost like it's completely different from your life. And you may still be the same person at your core, but like you're living a different life and you're put in a situation that you may not necessarily be in real life. That situation gets you to this truth that your circumstances and your attachment to your ego, and ego meaning like your identity, who you are, what you've been through, your experiences, what you know, like it removes all of that. But again, like you are at your core who you are. And then you come to this realization. You read it and you're like, oh, that's how this applies. This is the thing that I needed, but I needed almost a completely different environment to see it. Coyote. So the seer sees through it, and it feels like this rattle that's sitting above, or the rattle that came out before the wild woman, this rattle clears the fog of the smoky mirror and it dissipates this ghost dance energy. Seeing through the Coyote. But also, again, sometimes seeing through the Coyote means that we also see what it's there to teach us, like I literally just said. And again, this isn't, I'll still talk about the thing. Maybe I won't. I will. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. So the skills of Anubis. The first card that came out is Day, or Days, number 24, Day Purged. And so we have this play of light and shadow. or light and darkness. And it's obviously scales like this side, that side. If we like separate these and then drop them, they could be scales. If we, what's on the other side of this? Because here's days, right? It's like this. So then we do this. Oh no, the pen, the pen. It's so hard to find a writing utensil that works around here. Probably because I don't write too much. Oh, a pencil. A pencil will never fail me. There is no ink, only lead. Is there any? Yep, there is. It's funny how I moved. So Dage is permanent. I had enough ink to write that rune, but not enough to finish it. If we do that to the day rune, we can see how it can become the scales, right? But that could also be like the living and the undead. Daylight holds no judgment, it just shines, treating nothing kinder or harsher. Daylight defines our world, splitting all into the illuminated and its shadows. Daylight still illuminates shadows purged by the moon's reflective face. Everything's endlessly tripping the light fantastic. Daylight dawns and dies down daily, a rolling rhythm, unremitting, greeting the moon as dusk drops and descends. I kind of read them that way, from right to left, top to bottom, instead of left to right, top to bottom. This is interesting, though. That daylight holds no judgment, and I'm talking about the scales of Anubis. That is giving me, I've seen so many things, but it's giving me Lucifer and how, like, Lucifer doesn't, it's like in Lucifer, the show, people torment themselves in hell. It's like it's our own unresolved guilt and remorse at the things that we didn't do during our lifetimes that is the source of our torment. And if we can make peace with it, then we're released. So it's almost like, all Anubis has to say is, again, like, we're going to weigh your heart against a feather. If it's lighter, you pass. If it isn't, you fail. And then at hearing that, we judge and evaluate ourselves. And so the scales reflect our own internal judgment, right? The things that we know that we did, said, thought, that others may not necessarily know. Or like maybe in the moment we felt justified, or we could justify it when we did it. But there was a part of us that's maybe like, maybe it still wasn't right. Just because this person did that doesn't mean that I should have done this or whatever. And with hindsight at that point, reaching the end of our lives, we get a fuller picture of our choices that maybe we didn't at the time. I didn't know that it would happen like this. I didn't know that this would go down, but if it goes down in a certain way and you feel responsible, that feeling is yours. So that's interesting. The first skill of Anubis is to get us to judge ourselves. Now I'm looking at the coyote again. I'm like, There is no judgment in daylight. Anubis' scales just reflect our own internal state. The second skill of Anubis is leaf shade, clarified by Igashomer. Igashomer was the card at the bottom of the deck when I looked for it. Leaf shade cradled. Cradled neath the comforting branches of trees stretching, providing peace, shelter, wisdom, and direction. Contemplate the rate at which a tree breathes and lives. Join its calming pace by allowing nature's healing to kiss us all deep inside. Healing herbs and tinctures are shared with us by plant spirits whispering on a sultry breeze under their sacred shaded foliage. Now that is reading because Anubis doesn't judge of the heart. But again, but when we externalize that judgment, we think someone else is weighing our heart, but that our minds and our hearts go through the footage. And so it's almost like it's actually Anubis' job to like create or to rule over the heaven in the afterlife. When your heart is lighter, it's like that's where Anubis's domain lies, but the scale is the entrance to Anubis's true domain. Where are we going with this, Patrick? I don't know. We're just gonna flow, sir. Flow, sir. This is the third skill of Anubis. Flow, first blood, a rite of passage into fertility, fluidity, and creative potential, shifting in a divine moment, synchronizing blood to the cosmic cycles, stepping towards the moon magic of life. Womb flow from the sacral seat, the bloodlines through time that give form to life, to be in tune and lose count of the structures that hinder mystical progress, to accept and not question, to release resistance and be 13 moons' frequency. Oh, snap. Well, that seems to imply. Welcome back. I'm glad. I'm glad it's not that day over here. So this seems to imply that the third skill of Anubis is something. It's giving me rebirth energy, but to be reborn anew. Like rebirth isn't like it's not a rebirth. Well, I guess like in death and rebirth, it's never a rebirth. But maybe with the imagery of the phoenix, because the phoenix is reconstituted in the same form that it was. A lot of times, I feel like I've seen phoenix at least. It reconstitutes in the same form that it had before it perished. It just comes back exactly the same. But this is a rebirth that's made new. This is a rebirth after all of the weight of the scale is removed. After that peace is attained. I didn't catch this. We have 2448. So twice a day is the leaf shade. Now, again, what's interesting is the bottom of the deck is leaf, which is 47. We don't have a 47 on the table. Oh, we actually do have a 47. It's the smoky mirror. I was like, I've seen 47. There's leaf shade. So this is like a shade of the leaf. And this being leaf shade, now it's giving me back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome who? Back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, who? I don't know if I'm back yet, but it said it's streaming, so maybe, just maybe. It's dropping literally every single frame. Maybe we're not back quite yet. Maybe we're not back, no. I think this is like 2500. I'm upping the settings up. Wait. Oh crap, I gotta make this smaller so I can read this. How much smaller do I gotta make it? YouTube is not receiving enough video. What does that even mean? 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 All my frames are dropping. Maybe I should quit and try again. She said no. Okay, girl. All right, fine. I see your no. I see your no. Okay, let me not use the camera, deactivate it, and we will try this all over again.